My child, stop whatever you are doing right now and do not scroll past this, because what I am about to reveal at the very end of this message will be the exact key that unlocks the massive breakthrough you have been desperately waiting for. You must quiet your mind, open your heavy heart, and stay with me until the very final word, because something terrible was orchestrated by the enemy to completely destroy your life tomorrow. But just like the countless times I have rescued you before, I saw your quiet faithfulness. I intervened in the spiritual realm. I have forcefully stopped the attack, and I am actively turning the entire situation around for your ultimate good. This is not a coincidence. This is not random. This is not a mistake. Out of all the voices you could have heard today, out of all the distractions pulling at your attention, I made absolutely sure that this message would stand directly in front of you. I am speaking to you with all the consuming love in my heart, but also with deep, profound seriousness. You are not allowed to skip this. I am serious. This exact moment in time has been written into the fabric of your destiny long before today, and it has reached you right now because I specifically planned for it to reach you. I look at what you have been enduring, and honestly, my heart aches for you. I know exactly how physically and emotionally exhausted you are. I know the crushing weight you carry on your shoulders every single day. I know the dark, spiraling thoughts that try to make you feel small, worthless, and forgotten. I know the heavy, anxious questions that steal your sleep at night, the moments you lie awake staring at the ceiling, wondering how you are going to survive another week, wondering if I still see you, wondering if I still hear your prayers. You wonder if your life has any real meaning, or if you are just destined to struggle forever. And here I am, stepping directly into your reality, breaking through all your agonizing doubts, reaching you exactly where you are in this moment, to tell you with absolute certainty that I have never left you for even a single solitary second. Every tear I have seen, every silent cry I heard, every moment you thought no one noticed your pain, I noticed. I am asking you right now to give me just a little bit of your time, because these words are literal life and breath to your suffocating spirit. This is not casual entertainment. This is your divine destiny unfolding. What I am about to say has the power to permanently change the way you see yourself, the way you see your future, and the way you understand exactly how much I love you. If you turn away now, you will walk right past the exact preparation I have designed for your next level. But if you stay, if you anchor your spirit to my voice right now, you will receive what your heart has been secretly, desperately longing for. So lean in, my beloved child. Do not skip this. Stay with me until the end. Now that you have leaned in, now that you are fully here with me, I need you to open your heart without any walls or defense mechanisms. This is not just a passing moment you stumbled across while trying to numb your mind. I intentionally called you here because you are standing at the absolute most critical turning point of your entire life. I cannot, and I will not, let you walk past this without stopping you, without speaking directly into the deepest parts of your spirit. I am the Lord your God, your Creator, your Father, and your Defender, and I am here right now. I do not want you distracted. I do not want you half listening while you worry about tomorrow. I want you to hear me clearly, because what I am about to tell you has the supernatural power to instantly lift the heavy, suffocating burdens you have carried for years. You have been asking me, Lord, do you still see me? Do you still care about what happens to me? Have you forgotten me while you are busy blessing everyone else? I want you to know that every single time those painful words rose up inside of your chest, I was standing right next to you. I was listening to the breaking of your heart. I was watching the exhaustion set into your bones. I was holding you tightly, even when your trauma and your anxiety made you too numb to feel my arms around you. You honestly thought my silence meant I was absent. You thought because I didn't answer right away, I had abandoned you. But it never meant that. My silence was not distance. My silence was deep, intense preparation. I was actively shaping you, fiercely protecting you, and meticulously arranging massive blessings that your human eyes could not yet see. My beautiful, weary child, you are absolutely not invisible to me. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. From the very moment you were conceived, from the very beginning of your existence, I have had my eyes locked onto you, and my protective hand has never once lifted from your life. I know about your secret tears. I know about the brutal moments when you forced a smile in front of your friends, your family, and your co-workers, but completely broke apart and shattered the second you were alone behind closed doors. I know exactly how you have desperately tried to stay strong, to be the rock for everyone else, to solve everyone else's problems, while inside your own heart felt completely crushed and neglected. I saw the long, dark nights you cried quietly into your pillow so no one would hear you. I saw the heavy mornings you wanted to just give up, pull the covers over your head, and surrender before the day even started. I saw the relentless, agonizing battles raging in your mind, the toxic thoughts that whispered you were not enough, that you were fundamentally broken, that you had failed too many times to ever be fixed. I have seen it all, every fraction of it. And I need you to know that even in those darkest, most terrifying moments, I was actively whispering hope into your spirit. I was the invisible force keeping your soul alive when the spirit of despair wanted to swallow you whole. Declare, Father, you are my greatest joy, where all can see, as a public seal that you are allowing my light to flood the darkest corners of your mind today. My child, hear me clearly on this. Absolutely none of your pain has been wasted. Not a single drop. None of your tears have been ignored by heaven. I have personally collected every single one of them. I have remembered every wordless prayer, every broken sigh, every groan of frustration. You thought those sounds just disappeared into the empty air of your bedroom, but they echoed like thunder in my throne room. And not only did they reach me, but I answered them, though not always in the specific way or the specific timeline your human mind expected. What you completely misunderstood as a bitter delay was never, ever a denial. It was me protecting you. It was me preparing you. You have been walking through brutal, exhausting battles that seemed entirely unfair. People you trusted have betrayed you. Doors you desperately wanted to walk through have been violently slammed in your face. Opportunities you prayed and fasted for seemed to slip right through your fingers at the last possible second. And you stood there, broken and confused, screaming at the sky, asking, "Why, Lord? Why does it feel like everything I want is always just out of reach? Why do I have to struggle so hard just to survive?" My beloved, listen to me very carefully. I was never punishing you. I was protecting you. I was making absolutely sure that what I give you will bless you and not destroy you. I was keeping you safe from paths that looked incredibly bright and promising at first glance, but would have ultimately ended in devastating sorrow and ruin. You could only see the beautiful front door, but I could see the trap hidden inside the house. I was guiding you through a rigorous, intense process of preparation, so that when your massive breakthrough finally arrives, your character, your mind, and your spirit will be strong enough to actually carry the weight of it. I need you to know right now that your story is not over. The chapters you thought were filled only with loss, failure, and embarrassment are actually the strong, unshakable foundation of a much greater, triumphant story I am still actively writing. You have been walking through a blazing fire, but that fire was never sent to burn you to ashes. It was sent to refine you. Like precious gold being tested and purified in the hottest furnace, you are coming out of this season significantly more pure, more strong, and more radiantly beautiful than you have ever been in your entire life. The very pain the enemy thought would completely destroy your mind has actually been shaping you into an unstoppable testimony of my faithfulness. But my child, I must urgently warn you. You are not the only one who has been watching your life. The enemy has been watching too. He sees the massive destiny I have placed on your life, and he is terrified of what you are about to become. So he has been relentlessly whispering toxic lies into your heart. He has systematically tried to convince you that I have abandoned you, that you are simply not worthy of my love, and that your life will never, ever change. He has tried to steal your remaining shreds of hope to make you truly believe that you are permanently stuck, that nothing will ever be different, and that you should just settle for a life of misery and lack. But hear me with crystal clarity right now. Those are lies. They are filthy, desperate lies from the pit of hell. They are not your authentic thoughts. They are the calculated whispers of a defeated enemy trying to keep you chained. Do not believe them for another second. Do not give them an ounce of your mental power. For I, the Lord your God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, declare over you today that you are mine. You are chosen. You are deeply beloved. And your future is overflowing with a brilliant, undeniable hope. This is exactly why I commanded you not to skip this message. Because I am violently breaking through those demonic lies with my absolute truth right now. I am completely silencing the voice of the enemy, and I am reminding you of exactly who you are. You are not a mistake. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not damaged goods. You are my precious child, and I have a masterful, brilliant plan for your life that absolutely no human being, no demon, and no circumstance can ever take away from you. You have felt so weak lately, but I am your limitless strength. You have felt lost and confused, but I am your infallible guide. You have felt completely empty, drained of all emotion, but I am your overflowing fullness. When you could not physically or emotionally carry yourself for another step, I carried you. That is exactly why you are still here today. That is exactly why, despite everything that has happened to you, despite all the trauma and the setbacks, you have not been destroyed. You have often looked back and wondered how you survived certain seasons. You wondered how you got through those agonizing nights that felt impossible to survive. How you made it through financial, relational, and emotional storms that, by all logical accounts, should have completely crushed you. I will tell you exactly how. It was me. I was the one holding the pieces of your mind together when you thought you were going to completely fall apart. I was the one shielding your back from sharp arrows you never even saw coming. I was the one keeping your heart beating when despair tried to permanently stop it. You did not survive because you were strong enough on your own. You survived because I absolutely refused to let you go. Now listen to me, beloved. A massive tectonic shift is coming to your life. The brutal battles you have faced have not been in vain. They have been leading directly to this exact moment in time. I am about to open heavy iron doors that no man on earth can ever shut. I am about to release tidal waves of blessings that you honestly thought had passed you by forever. I am about to completely restore everything the enemy has stolen from you. I am going to renew what was broken. I am going to breathe fresh, vibrant life into the dreams you thought were completely dead and buried. You are standing right now at the very edge of an entirely new season. And this specific word, this message you are hearing right now, is your divine confirmation. Do not doubt it. Do not let a spirit of fear tell you this message is just a coincidence or that it is meant for someone else. It is exclusively for you. That is why I called you here. That is why I told you to stop scrolling. That is why I told you not to skip this. But I also must warn you again, because the warfare is real. As you step closer to your breakthrough, the enemy will try to distract you harder than ever before. He will try to make you doubt what you are feeling in your spirit right now. He will try to convince you that this word is too good to be true. He will immediately try to remind you of your past mistakes, of your moral failures, of your character weaknesses. He will aggressively try to tell you that you are simply not holy enough, not perfect enough, or not worthy enough to receive the magnificent promises I am making to you today. But you must brand this truth into your soul. My love for you does not depend on your perfection. My blessing is not a wage you earn based on your flawless performance. My blessing is a gift based entirely on my grace. And my grace is more than enough to cover your flaws. You are absolutely not disqualified. You are not too broken. You are not too old. You are not too far behind. You are not beyond my reach. You are exactly where I knew you would be, and I am meeting you here, right now. So what do I ask of you in return, my child? I ask you to radically trust me. I ask you to stay incredibly close to me in the coming days. I ask you to finally, permanently let go of the heavy bitterness you have carried toward the people who hurt you. Let go of the burning shame you have hidden deep inside your chest. Let go of the paralyzing fear you have constantly fed. Open your hands and let them go. They are not part of your identity anymore. You are mine, and I am actively making you completely new. I want you to spend time with me in prayer. And listen to me. I do not need you to use big, fancy religious phrases. I do not need you to sound like a theologian. I only want your authentic, raw, unfiltered heart. Speak to me like you would speak to a friend. Tell me when you are scared. Tell me when you are angry. Just stay in conversation with me. Open my word and let my eternal promises fill the empty spaces in your mind. Actively choose to surround yourself with people who speak life and build you up, and physically distance yourself from those who constantly drag you down into gossip, negativity, and despair. Actively choose to believe that I am working on your behalf behind the scenes, even when your natural eyes cannot see the evidence yet. If this message is bringing a rush of peace to your weary soul, support the vessel that delivers my words to you. Give generously to those who spread my light, and watch how I multiply the seed you sow. Your support helps bring healing to other broken hearts, just as you are being healed right now. My beloved, if you consciously choose to walk with me in this next season, I promise you that you will see undeniable miracles. Not just invisible shifts in your spirit, but tangible, physical, undeniable miracles in your everyday life. You will see generational chains violently broken. You will see physical and emotional healing flow like a river into your body and mind. You will see fractured relationships beautifully and miraculously restored. You will see massive, overflowing financial provision where there used to be chronic lack and anxiety. You will see a deep, radiant joy rise up in the exact places where there was only crushing sorrow. I am not just going to reach down and touch one tiny part of your life. I do not do things halfway. I am going to touch every single part of your existence. Your spirit, your mind, your physical body, your bank account, your career, and your soul. I am going to make you completely, wonderfully whole. And when I do it, when I unleash this blessing, absolutely no one will be able to deny that it was my sovereign hand that did it. The very people who openly doubted you, the ones who secretly hoped you would fail, the ones who mocked your faith, they are going to be forced to stand back and witness my dazzling glory resting on your life. The very places where you experienced your deepest shame and humiliation will be transformed into the grand stages of your greatest testimony. The very wounds you thought would never ever heal will shine brightly as undeniable proof of my resurrecting power. You will not only walk in the warmth of my blessing, but you will carry my life-changing power to others. You will become a walking, breathing, living witness to the world that I am real, that I am faithful, and that I never, ever abandon my children. My beloved child, now that I have your full, undivided attention, let me tell you something you have probably not heard enough in your life. Something you desperately need to hear right now. I love you. I love you so incredibly much, and I have always been completely near to you. I am not speaking of a flimsy human love, a love that fades the second you make a mistake, or a love that changes its mind when you stumble and fall short. I am speaking of a relentless, burning, unconditional love that has never shifted, not even once. From the exact moment you were formed in the womb, I loved you. I saw your face before you ever drew your first breath of oxygen. I spoke your unique name into existence before the foundation of the world was even laid. And from that exact moment in eternity, I have been intimately close to you. I know you have often walked through life feeling completely alone. You have looked around your life and seen empty rooms. You have endured painfully silent nights. You have walked through days where it genuinely felt like nobody on this planet truly knew you or understood what you were going through. You have carried the deep, hollow ache of chronic loneliness in the center of your chest, quietly wondering if anyone even noticed the suffocating weight you bore. My child, I was there. I was not watching from some distant cloud in the sky. I was not silent because I did not care. I was sitting right beside you. Every single time you whispered desperate words into the dark of your room, I heard every syllable. Every single time your heart screamed in agony without your mouth making a sound, I felt the vibration of your pain. Every single time you thought nobody could see what you were going through, I was watching over you with a love that is deeper, wider, and fiercer than human words can ever describe. There were agonizing moments when you screamed at me, "Where are you, Lord? Why can't I feel your presence? Why do you seem so distant when my world is falling apart and I need you the most?" Listen closely to my answer, beloved. My presence never left you. I was not gone. I was physically holding you up in ways your natural senses could not detect. There are invisible spiritual battles you did not even know were raging around you. Demonic armies were rising against you, aiming poisonous arrows at your soul, setting elaborate traps designed to completely destroy your life, your reputation, and your family. And I stood like a giant shield between you and those dangers. I absorbed the impact. I shielded you. I fought violently for you. And I lifted you up when you were far too weak, too depressed and too broken to lift yourself. You did not make it through those horrible storms by sheer luck or by chance. You made it because I was there, refusing to let the water drown you. Think of those nights when a bizarre, unexplainable peace suddenly washed over you out of nowhere. Think of the brutal mornings when you woke up completely exhausted, yet somehow found just enough microscopic strength to get out of bed and take another step. Think of the traumatic times you fully expected to break completely, to lose your mind, to surrender entirely. Yet somehow, miraculously, you did not. That was me. That was my spirit inside of you. I was the profound calm that suddenly settled your racing, panicking mind. I was the fresh breath of air that filled your lungs when despair was pressing against your chest trying to suffocate you. I was the sudden surge of strength that rose up inside your bones when you knew for a fact you had absolutely zero strength left of your own. My beloved, you have never been abandoned. Not for one single heartbeat, not for one single tear, not for one single terrifying moment. I know there are deep, jagged wounds in your heart that go back years, even decades. Wounds from your childhood, wounds from relationships, times when people you deeply trusted suddenly turned their backs and walked away. Times when friends completely abandoned you and left you standing alone in the smoking ruins of broken promises. Times when the people you loved the absolute most, the people who were supposed to protect you, ended up wounding you the deepest. I know how that trauma made you think. I know it made you wonder. If human beings can leave me so easily, if the people who said they loved me can just walk away, maybe I am just not worth staying for. Maybe there is something fundamentally wrong with me. But I tell you the absolute, undeniable truth today. I never left. I never walked away. I never once changed my mind about you. While the cruel people in your life saw only your weaknesses and your mistakes, I saw the incredible treasure buried inside of you. While others quickly judged your failures and your stumbles, I saw the invisible, exhausting battles you were fighting just to survive. While others gave up on you and threw you away, I wrapped my arms around you and held on even tighter. My love for you is not a transaction. It is not based on what you can achieve, what you can produce, or what you can do for me. It is based entirely on who you are to me. You are my child. You are my masterpiece. You are my beloved. Even in the seasons when you rebelliously turned your face away from me, even when you arrogantly thought you did not need me, even when you deliberately chose destructive paths that deeply hurt your own soul, I was still standing right there. I did not reject you. I did not throw you aside in disgust. I did not turn away from you in shame. I stayed. I faithfully walked with you even when your own feet led you into dark, dangerous, and sinful places. I continued to speak softly and lovingly to your heart, even when you covered your ears and did not want to listen. I actively protected you from the full consequences of things that could have destroyed your life completely. My love has never been fragile. My love is not easily offended. And my presence in your life has never, ever been conditional. I am not like the flawed, broken people who withdraw their affection the second they are disappointed. I am the true friend who stays closer than a brother. I am the perfect, loving father who never, ever abandons his child in the woods. My child, I see the exhausting internal struggle constantly raging within you. You look in the mirror and you wonder, am I really loved? Am I truly valuable? Could the creator of the universe actually be proud of someone as messed up as me? Hear me right now, and let these words shatter your insecurity. I am incredibly proud of you. I see the quiet, resilient strength it takes for you to just keep going when every nerve in your body feels like giving up. I see the massive effort you put into each and every day, even when absolutely no one else notices or says thank you. I see the beautiful way you have frequently chosen to show kindness to others, even when holding on to bitterness would have been so much easier and felt so much more justified. I see how you have desperately kept believing, kept praying, and kept hoping, even when your heart was incredibly heavy with the weight of massive disappointment. I see all of it, every hidden victory, every silent sacrifice, and I am bursting with pride over you. Do not ever measure yourself by the cruel, superficial standards of this broken world. The world screams that you are only valuable if you are successful, if you are wealthy, if you are beautiful, if you are perfect, and if you never stumble. But I am the one who defines reality, and I say you are infinitely valuable simply because you are mine. Your worth has never, ever been tied to your performance. It has always been tied to my blood and my love. And my love does not waver with your moods or your mistakes. When you fail miserably, I love you. When you succeed brilliantly, I love you. When you feel strong and confident, I love you. When you feel weak, pathetic, and broken, I love you exactly the same. My love is not a fragile piece of glass that shatters when you drop it. It is an unbreakable, impenetrable fortress. Remember all those times you were absolutely sure no one in the world cared about you? I cared. Remember the dark moments you thought no one was listening to your pain? I was listening to every word. Remember the times you stared at the wall and wondered if your life itself had any real meaning or purpose? I was constantly whispering to your spirit that your life has more profound purpose than you could possibly comprehend. My presence has been interwoven with you in every single season. When you rejoiced and laughed, I was rejoicing with you. When you wept until your eyes were swollen, I sat on the floor and wept with you. When you were totally silent, too numb to speak, I sat completely still with you in the silence. When you tripped and fell flat on your face, I reached down and picked you up. You have never walked a single step of your entire life's journey alone. Even right now, in this exact second, my spirit is completely surrounding you. Even as you are reading or listening to these words, I am actively filling the physical space around you with the heavy, warm reality of my presence. If your heart suddenly feels a little lighter, it is because I am literally lifting the spiritual burdens off your shoulders. If a bizarre sense of peace is stirring within your chest right now, it is because I am drawing near to you. You do not need to exhaust yourself chasing me. You do not need to run on a religious hamster wheel trying to earn my attention. I am already here. I am closer to you than the oxygen entering your lungs. I am closer to you than the very beating of your own heart. I want you to firmly believe this undeniable truth, my child. I am intricately involved in every single microscopic detail of your life. When you sit alone in a quiet room, I am sitting right there with you. When you are driving in your car, staring at the road, I am riding right beside you. When you lay your head on the pillow to rest, I am standing guard over you. When you wake up to face the terrifying prospect of a new day, I am already there, waiting to guide your steps. There is absolutely no place too far, no pit of depression too deep, no addiction too strong, and no mistake too great that can ever push me away from you. My nearness is not a reward you have to earn. It is an eternal promise I have made to you. Declare I belong to you, Jesus, where all can see, to publicly announce to the enemy that your identity and your purpose are permanently locked in me. You may have thought for years that your prayers were just too small, too weak, too selfish, or too broken to actually matter to the God of the universe. But I assure you, I heard every single one of them. The desperate, whispered prayers in the middle of the night. The silent, shameful words you've never had the courage to say out loud to another human being. The heavy sighs that rose from your chest when you were in so much pain you could not even form a coherent sentence. I understood them all perfectly. I gathered every single one of them into my heart, and I have been actively answering them in ways you could not yet see. I know it seemed like absolute silence. I know the waiting felt like torture. But the silence was never absence. I was aggressively working in the background of your life. I was aligning the necessary pieces. I was preparing massive breakthroughs. And most importantly, I was keeping you completely safe from hidden traps and premature promotions that you did not know were waiting ahead of you. Just stop and look back for a moment, my child. Really think about it. Think of all the times you were absolutely certain you would never make it. The times you were so entirely sure your story was over. The times you genuinely thought the pain was going to physically crush you. The financial weight was going to break you, and that all hope was permanently gone. Yet look at you. Here you are. You survived. You endured. You are still breathing. You are still standing. Do you know why? Because I was holding you together. Because I absolutely refused to let go of your hand. Because I love you far too much to ever let the darkness win the final battle for your soul. So today, right now, I want you to let this massive, unshakable truth sink into the absolute deepest part of your heart. You are fully seen. You are fully known, down to your darkest secrets. And despite knowing everything about you, you are fully, completely, and unconditionally loved. You do not have to perform for my love like a trained actor. You do not have to pretend to be strong just to keep me near. You do not have to hide your pain, your doubts, or your ugly flaws in order to be accepted by me. I see it all. I know it all. I see the mess. And I love you completely, just as you are right now. My beloved, if you only knew how often my eyes are fixed entirely on you, if you only knew how often my thoughts are consumed by you, you would never, ever doubt your worth again. My love for you outnumbers the very stars in the night sky. My presence surrounds you completely, like the very atmosphere you breathe. You are entirely mine, and I am entirely yours. Now, my beloved child, listen to me closer than you ever have, for I am about to speak to you of something incredibly powerful that is already actively unfolding in your life right now. A massive, unstoppable breakthrough is coming. What you have been praying for, crying for, fasting for, waiting for, and yes, even doubting at times, it is significantly closer than your human mind realizes. You have walked through dark, suffocating valleys, where it honestly felt like the night was never, ever going to end. You thought the sun had permanently set on your happiness. But I am telling you today, the morning light is already breaking over the horizon. The dawn is rising rapidly. The massive breakthrough you thought was light years away is currently standing right at the front door of your life, with its hand on the knob, ready to walk in. I know exactly how many times you have stared at the ceiling and wondered, when, Lord? When is it my turn? How much longer do I have to wait in this miserable hallway? How many more tears must I cry before things finally change? You have looked at the calendar, you have watched the seasons change, and you have felt a sickening disappointment grow in your stomach as the days turned into long months, and the months painfully turned into long years. You have watched everyone else around you get blessed, get married, get promoted, get healed, and you have questioned if I had completely forgotten the prayers you prayed. My child, I need you to hear me with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul. Not one single word you have spoken to me has been lost in the wind. Not one single tear you have cried has been wasted on the ground. Every desperate prayer you whispered, every agonizing plea you made, every heavy sigh that rose up when your vocabulary failed you, I heard them all, and I have kept them safely cupped in my hands. They have not been ignored. They have been securely stored in the vaults of heaven. And now, the divine time of release has finally arrived. Your long, agonizing waiting has not been empty, pointless suffering. It has been a season of deep building. It has been a season of intense preparation. Think of a tiny seed buried deep in the dark, heavy dirt. For a long time, you could not see absolutely anything happening on the surface. It looked like nothing but dirt. But under the soil of your life, out of your sight, massive growth was taking place. Strong roots were spreading deep into the rock. Solid foundations were being firmly established. And your faith was being stretched and refined. You completely thought you were stuck. You thought you were buried alive. But you were actually just planted. You thought massive doors were closing in your face forever, leaving you trapped in the hallway. But I was actually just locking those small doors so I could prepare to swing wide open massive golden gates that absolutely no human being will ever be able to shut. My child, I tell you again, and I want you to feel the vibration of this truth in your bones. Your breakthrough is near. The exhausting season of endless struggle, the vicious, repeating cycle of disappointment, the suffocating heaviness that seemed permanently attached to your back. It is all coming to a violent, abrupt, and glorious end. You will not walk in frustrating circles in the desert forever. You will not repeat the exact same draining battles again and again. The invisible chains that have bound your mind and your finances are physically breaking even as you hear these words. The intimidating walls that blocked your progress are collapsing like the walls of Jericho. The path that seemed completely closed off by boulders is being miraculously cleared right before your very eyes. But I need you to expand your faith and believe this. The breakthrough I am sending you will absolutely not be small. It will not be a tiny, insignificant little shift that you barely notice. It is not just enough to get by. It will be something so massive, so profound, that it completely changes the way you see everything in your reality. It will be like an explosive geyser of fresh water bursting violently out of a dry rock in the middle of the scorching desert. It will be like turning on floodlights in a cavernous room that has been locked in pitch-black darkness for 50 years. It will be like heavy iron chains falling to the concrete ground with a sound so incredibly loud that neither you nor your enemies can deny that total freedom has arrived. This breakthrough is not just about putting a band-aid on one tiny area of your life. It is about fundamentally transforming your entire existence from the ground up. You have been desperately waiting for answered prayers in your physical health, in the dynamics of your broken family, in the chronic lack of your finances, and in the deep depression of your heart. And I say to you today, I am actively moving in absolutely all of these places simultaneously. I am not limited to giving you just one blessing, one breakthrough, or one answer. Do not put me in a box. I am the God of overwhelming, extravagant abundance, and when I decide to move in your life, I move fully, completely, and without limits. The physical or emotional healing you were told was medically impossible is happening. The relational restoration you thought was far too late to salvage is happening. The financial opportunities you beat yourself up for losing are coming back around to you, but this time they will be renewed, fully restored, and multiplied 100-fold. You will literally see it with your own two eyes. The exact same geographical places, the same rooms where you wept on the floor in agony, will supernaturally become the exact places where you laugh the hardest. The exact same long, sleepless nights you thought would never end will be the very nights you enthusiastically celebrate as the ultimate turning point of your entire life. The exact same brutal battles you were terrified would destroy you will become the very powerful testimonies you confidently share on stages to prove to the world that I am incredibly faithful. But my child, I must urgently prepare your mind for this crucial truth. When the massive breakthrough comes, it may not look exactly the way you pictured it in your human imagination. You prayed intensely for one specific thing, but I may completely bypass it to give you something astronomically greater. You asked me for a standard door to open, but I am preparing an entire kingdom gate. You nervously hoped for just enough money or energy to survive the week, but I am preparing more than enough to create an overflow that spills into the lives of everyone around you. Do not limit my power with your small expectations. Do not arrogantly think I will only move in the specific narrow way you outlined in your mind. My ways are infinitely higher than your ways, and my master plans are significantly greater than any blueprint you could ever design for yourself. Trust me entirely. Trust that whatever I choose to bring into your life will be vastly superior to whatever you were dreaming of. There were long, bitter seasons when you genuinely thought I had forgotten your name. You thought my silence meant I was ignoring your cries, but I was aggressively working the entire time. I was arranging billions of tiny details. I was moving massive pieces on the chessboard of your life. I was aligning the hearts of strangers to favor you. I was shifting global circumstances just to set up your blessing. Understand this. If I had given you the massive blessing you asked for exactly when you originally asked for it, the sheer weight of it would have completely crushed your underdeveloped character. If I had opened that massive door before your spirit was truly ready, the warfare behind that door would have severely harmed you. But look at you now. Now you are ready. Now your faith has grown deep roots and strong muscles. Now your character has been chiseled and shaped by adversity. Now your heart has been purified in the fire. Now you actually have the capacity to receive, protect, and carry what I am about to place into your hands. I need you to look forward and absolutely believe that the best days of your life are not buried in the past. They are waiting brightly ahead of you. Yes, you have seen terrible losses. Yes, you have experienced gut-wrenching disappointment. But you have absolutely not seen the full, breathtaking extent of my goodness yet. What is rapidly approaching you will be vastly greater than whatever was taken from you. What I am about to violently release into your life will completely outweigh the heavy sorrow of everything you have endured combined. You will not be left sitting in a pile of gray ashes. You will be publicly crowned with brilliant beauty. You will not be left trapped in a state of mourning. You will be filled to the brim with explosive joy. You will not be left dragging the chains of heaviness. You will run freely in total, unhindered freedom. My child, this coming breakthrough is not just about what material or relational things you will receive. It is much deeper than that. It is fundamentally about who you are becoming in the process. When this hits, you will instantly see yourself completely differently. You will finally understand that you are remarkably stronger than you ever thought, fiercely braver than you ever knew, and more profoundly loved than you ever dared to believe. The fire you were forced to endure has not left you as a broken, charred victim. It has left you as a shining, tempered warrior. The heavy weight you were forced to carry has not crushed your spine. It has built massive spiritual strength. The brutal battles you fought have not defined your identity. They have prepared your resume for destiny. So I command you right now, lift your head. Do not let the spirit of despair keep your eyes glued to the dirt. Look up, for your total redemption is drawing incredibly near. Look forward, for your beautiful story is nowhere near finished. Look within, for my own invincible spirit is alive and burning inside of you. Look around, for the undeniable signs of your massive breakthrough are already appearing like storm clouds gathering before a heavy rain. I'm going to completely restore relationships that the world said were too toxic and broken to ever fix. I'm going to bring back vibrant, loud joy into the exact places where deep sadness had built a permanent home. I am going to breathe fresh, supernatural life into the massive dreams you buried in the graveyard of your mind a long time ago. I am going to release an avalanche of provision where there has only been drought and lack. I am going to completely heal your battered heart, your exhausted mind, and your aching body. Absolutely nothing in this universe is too hard for me. Nothing is too far gone for my arm to reach. Nothing is impossible when I speak the word, and when you speak my word. Declare your amen where all can see, stamping your permanent agreement with heaven's decree. And I urge you, share this powerful message right now. Send it to someone who is secretly drowning in their own storm. Let it be a tangible seed of miraculous faith planted in their broken heart. Step into the brilliant light, my child. The disaster has been averted. The trap has been broken. Your totally new, unimaginably blessed life begins today.
We run on viewer support only. For exclusive member-only content, scan the QR or see the pinned comment. God bless you.